All right.
They answered you.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Number one, I want to make sure that everyone has a workbook. Raise your hand if you did not have a workbook or you were not given one last week. Everyone has one? Okay, if you do, take it out, please. You will be needing a writing utensil as well. So all you need is a workbook and a writing utensil. Thank you. All right, well, welcome back. Last week, we talked about goals and what was the process, the number of steps. Remember, we talked about the first, you have to name it. And then once you name it, it has to meet 4 criteria. Criteria number 1, it has to be personal. It has to be about you, not about no one else. It has to be positive, right? Then it has to be specific, and it has to be possible, reachable, realistic. Once you've named it and that goal meets these 4 criteria, we go with picture yourself reaching it. It's crucial. Visualizing yourself. Motivate yourself. Say, yes, I can make it, I will reach it. Think about how you're going to do it. That's the planning stage. What are the steps that you're going to take? And then you have to go for it. You actually take the initiative to implement your plan. And keep in mind, if you accomplish that, then tell yourself good job, celebrate, and make the best out of it. Remember, I also added another one, which was, it's very common sometimes, that you sometimes don't reach it. You wanted that A, you wanted that 10, you wanted that perfect score, you wanted a certain, when you came specific, you didn't reach that. And I like to use teachers, attorneys, CDL drivers, anything that you have to take a test, and sometimes you don't pass it, and there's nothing wrong with it. But now you have to go back, evaluate, see what you did wrong, assess it, then ask questions if you need to, and then do another plan, go for it, and you will accomplish it. So these were the 6 steps on reaching your goals, including your criteria. If you guys turn to your page 4, I believe there was a little bit of assignment to do about goals. Would someone like to share what their goal was? Yes.
I want to get into culinary school.
You want to get into culinary school. Perfect. Is it personal? I. Positive? Yes. Specific? Culinary school? Possible? Is it possible? Yes. You might be, do you have an idea who has a culinary school?
A great one.
ECC, Elgin Community College, has a good culinary program. And then normally, also they transfer to NIU, or if you want to go direct to NIU, their programs, that's the ones that I know. So just, you want to look into it and be more specific, write some dates and ideas. What's another goal to someone else? Remember what Mr. Stewart always mentions. If you're looking at me, that means you want to volunteer. And if you're looking away or down, that means you want to volunteer as well. So there you go. I like your smile. All right, back there, would you like to share your goal?
Sure. I'd like to pass Spanish 1.
Pass Spanish 1?
Yeah, for the Spanish class.
That is good. So for your semester, so here we go. Personal, positive. She wants to pass. I would say maybe give a letter grade, but if passing, that's what you want. Yes, that's possible. And then possible, right? All right. Anyone else?
I want to run 2 miles in under 60 minutes.
Run 2 miles in under how many minutes?
16.
16 minutes. Perfect. Personal? Yes. Positive? Yes. Specific? 16 minutes. 2 miles. And possible. Let's go to this side. Would you like to share your goal for us?
I said I would try to get, good grades in all my classes.
Good grades in all her classes. Is it personal? Yes. Is it positive? Yes. Is it specific? How come I'm seeing yes and I'm seeing no? Passing, is it, oh, you mentioned good grades, correct? What's your definition of good grades?
A's.
A's. So if you just put that after good grades and then A's, now you're being specific. And then possible. One more.
Get an A on my Spanish test.
Get an A on what?
My Spanish test.
Your Spanish test. Oh, I should start speaking Spanish. Buenos dias a todos. Alright? Alright. A, was it personal? Yes. Positive? Yes. Specific? Yes. And reachable? Absolutely. Excelente trabajo. Excellent work. Now let's go to the next page. Let's go to page 5. Remember also we talked about external obstacles and internal obstacles. What are external obstacles? Yes.
Obstacles that you can't, like, control.
Absolutely. External obstacles are obstacles that you cannot control or have very minimal, close to none, such as weather, such as, right now what the situation that we're going through, medical. We have no control over it. So keep that in mind. I'm sorry. Let's go to the next scenario here. Josh dreams of becoming a basketball star. He loves watching the sports on TV and imagines how one day he could play on the NBA team. For now, Josh decides he'll try out for the Summer Basketball League. On the day of the tryouts, his mom gets a flat tire and cannot take him to the court, so he missed the tryouts. So if you are Josh and you're on your way to tryouts and you have a flat tire, what are your options? What do you do? Yes.
Walk there.
You can walk there. Yes.
Call an Uber.
Call an Uber. Yes. What else?
Run there.
Run there. What about if someone from your team is on the way there and you might want to, now there's team chats, right? They connect to that. So, hey, text it. One of the things you might do also, videotape it. Say, coach, look at the time. It's 11:22 in the morning on Tuesday, September 29th. I was on my way to the tryouts. And look, this is my mom had a flat tire. You can send it to him or her, and there you go. You have proof. He might be a little lenient, flexible, going from there. Here's another recommendation. Normally, those of you that play sports or in an extracurricular activity outside of school, when you have a performance, whether it be game, presentation, what time do you need to be there prior of that event?
An hour early.
An hour before? Okay, let's say the game or the performance or the presentation is at 5 o'clock. What time do you have to be there if you're in soccer? Who plays soccer here? What time do you have to be before the game if it's 5 o'clock?
4:30.
4:30. Anyone else? 4:30? Anybody else? Any play baseball? What time do you have to get there?
An hour earlier.
An hour early? Anyone? Yes.
Football.
Football? What time do you have to be?
4.
4? All right, an hour before. Anyone who's in dance? Play an instrument? What time do you have to be there if you have a performance? An hour before. So remember, if you have to be there an hour before and you get a flat tire, is there still time for you to call that Uber? Back in another previous class they mentioned taxi. which is back in our days. But now it's Uber, but you can still get there. Even if you go to an event and your GPS takes you to a different address, and you're from one side of Elgin, you have to go to the other side of the town, there still gives you enough time, right? So keep that in mind. Keeping time, arriving on time, it's crucial. Let's go to the next scenario. Raquel wants to learn how to edit photos so she can give them to her friend for her birthday. Raquel Cousins agrees to help her learn an editing program in time for the party. She spends a couple of weekends learning the program with her cousin and is really starting to get the hang of it. However, as soon as the new season of her favorite TV show begins, Raquel stops learning the program so she can watch the show. She never edits pictures. What type of obstacle did Raquel go through? Internal or external?
Internal,
Internal. What did she do?
she decided to watch TV instead of learning how to edit.
Absolutely. She decided to watch TV instead of actually continuing to learn the program. Keep that in mind. So external are obstacles that you have no control of, and internal obstacles are your emotions, your feelings, your values, your morals, everything, your actions, everything that you have control over. Ready, Mr. Stewart?
Okay, good morning again. I'm Daryl Stewart, and I will see you guys for the next 11 weeks. I'll be here. All right, as you guys just went over the review of how to reach a goal, okay, this week what we're gonna do, we're gonna talk about making responsible decisions. And you see here, we have a poster here. This is the decision-making model. Because what we want to normally do before we make a decision is to stop and think. Picture a positive outcome, list your options, what are potential consequences, then we want to act on it, act out the best decision possible that you could have made for yourself. For instance, today you have already reached a goal. Today you have already made some decisions. And most of the time when we make a decision, we want it to be a positive decision and where we're going to always get the best possible result for making that decision. We're going to make decisions about what college we will go to. We're going to make a decision about what kind of car we may buy. All types of decisions will be made by each and every one of us on a daily basis. We'll make decisions about, for instance, let me give you an example. When you get home today, you'll make the decision whether you're going to do some homework and study at 4, 5, or 6 o'clock, or you may choose to entertain yourself by watching the Kardashians. But what are you going to get out of that? Let me ask you, would that be a good decision? No? Why not?
Because you're not studying good tests every day.
Exactly. Because school is what's important, and this is when we want to make the best possible decisions for ourselves, no matter what they may be. Now let me read to you a list of things, and when you think you know what the answer is, please tell me. Wearing your favorite sweatshirt to school, cutting your hair really short, eating a chicken sandwich, staying after school for tutoring, looking at a classmate's paper during a test, sleeping in until noon, telling a friend no, buying a new pair of shoes, playing the tuba, coming home after curfew, or asking your crush for their phone number. What do all of those things have in common? Remember, if you're looking at me, you want me to call on you. Come on. What do they have in common? They're all decisions. Are they the same type of decisions?
No.
No, that's correct. Some of them are different decisions. And that's what we're learning today about how to make responsible decisions. First, we're going to stop. Okay? Then we're going to think. Then we'll picture a positive outcome. How would it look to you? Picture in your mind. You got a test coming up on Friday. You go home today knowing that you should study for that test on Friday, and you turn on the soccer game. You turn on a dance program. You start watching videos. Do you think you're going to do great on the test come Friday? Right. So that's why we want to picture the outcome. What are the potential consequences? The potential consequences will be, instead of getting good grades, what you want to get, you may fail the test on Friday because you didn't study. And did you study the right materials? How long did you study? Did you take 30 minutes, 60 minutes, or 90 minutes to study for that test? Then after you do that, you want to reflect. You want to reflect back over what it was to help you pass that test. I studied for 90 minutes. I studied the correct materials. I put aside everything that was not important and studied in order that I may get the grade that I wanted. See, that's what we do. That's how we make good decisions, okay? Now, I'm going to read a scenario to you. Your best friend asks you to go to a special awards banquet with him on Friday night. Rumor has it he will receive the most valuable player award at the end of the banquet. So you know this is a big deal and worth sitting through the entire banquet. You are so proud of your friend that you gladly accept his invitation. While getting ready to go to the banquet, another friend calls to see if you want to ride to a party that's happening that same night. Apparently, the person you've had a crush on will be at this party and you really want to be there. You decide to ditch your friend's awards banquet and go to the party instead. Please let me see the hands of those who's going to the banquet. Please let me see the hands of those going to the dance.
It's fine.
Please, it's okay if you raise your hand. Please let me see the hands that is going to try to go to both events. Great. Do you think you can make both events? But which one, is there one more important than the other? Which one is the most important? The banquet. Which one is the most important? The banquet? What do you say? Well, what about the crush? That's not important, but you still want to go to the party, right? Okay, all right, I understand. Okay, now, what we're going to do now, I want you to turn your workbooks to page 6. Solve that problem. Please read those 3 scenarios. Okay? Please read those 3 scenarios. As you are reading those 3 scenarios, I want you to mark down 3 options. You'll see it. Fill in those. It don't have to be long, drawn out obstacles. Not obstacles. Options. My fault. Write down 3 options for each scenario. I'll give you a couple of minutes for all of you to complete that. Shouldn't take long. It don't need to be long answers. Just what are some other options that you think would best suit that scenario? read each scenario and respond accordingly to each one of those scenarios with a different option. If you have any questions, please raise your hand and I'll help you out. Okay, let's go over the first scenario. The reindeer sweater. Last winter, your aunt sent you a dreadful purple reindeer sweater. Today, she's coming for a visit, and your mom asks you to please wear the sweater so your aunt can see you in it. The trouble is, your family is taking your aunt to the mall for some last-minute shopping, and you know that a lot of kids from school are going to be there. You're pretty sure that if these kids see you in this sweater, they will make fun of you for months, but you really don't want to hurt your aunt's feeling, so please tell me, what are you going to do? What are some of the options that you guys chose? Please select one of your options.
I said wear the sweater and try to wake the kids from school.
Okay. What option you choose?
I said just don't wear the sweater.
Okay. What's your option?
Wear the sweater at home and a different shirt at the store.
Okay. All right. Well, you were looking away. What option did you choose?
Like stay away from the kids from school.
Stay away from the kids at school. How about just wearing the sweater around the house? And then when you guys get ready to go to the mall, you can put on something else. All right? Let's go to the next scenario. The elective class. It's time to choose an elective class for next year. You've considered signing up for French because your grandparents came from France and you've always wanted to learn the language. You've also wanted to surprise your grandparents by speaking their language when they come to visit. You think you've made your decision, but then you find out your friends are taking photography. You've always wanted to learn photography, and it would be fun to take a class with your friends. What's the option that you chose?
Take French.
Take French?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else want to volunteer with the option they chose? Okay.
Ask your friends to do French with you.
Ask your friend to do French with you. Okay. How about in the back?
I said you could take French and do like some photography on the side.
Okay. Wonderful. How about you?
I said take French.
Take French. Taking French would be one of the probably best decisions and responsible decisions to make because it's your grandparents and you want to make your grandparents happy. So maybe we could take French next time with friends, but this time what we want to do is make our grandparents happy. Okay? Let's move to the next one. The Mother's Day gift. You have saved up $30 for a special Mother's Day present for your mom. You know exactly what she wants and can't wait to surprise her. But then you get the chance to go to a concert with friends. Guess what? The ticket costs $30. What option did you choose?
Get the Mother's Day gift?
Get the Mother's Day gift. What option you choose?
The Mother's Day gift.
Okay. What option you choose?
The Mother's Day.
What option you choose?
The Mother's Day.
What option did you choose?
The Mother's Day.
What other options did you guys have?
Go to the concert.
Go to the concert?
Yeah.
It's okay. It's fine. But is going to the concert more important than getting mom a gift?
No.
Remember now, what we're making are responsible decisions. Okay? You're not wrong for that. You don't have to look around. You're not wrong for that. What are some of the other options that you could have done?
Go to the concert.
Excuse me?
You could have gone to the concert.
Going to the concert? Well, what? Yes?
You'd ask your friends to like borrow money from them to go to the concert.
Good. There you go. Or you can ask Dad. Dad, I really want to do this with my money, but I also want to give Mom a gift. Could you help me out going to the concert so I can still get Mom a gift? You see what I'm saying? There are always options. We always have options. But what we want to do is make sure in making this decision that we stop, we think, we picture a positive outcome, and imagine just how happy Mom is going to be when we give her that gift. What are the potential consequences? We act it out. We act out the best decision, and then we reflect back on it. At the end of the day, who's going to be the most happy? Mom with the gift that you have gotten her, or the people at the concert? Mom.
Mom.
Exactly. Okay? So, just keep that in mind. It's always about making good, positive, responsible decisions. Okay? That's what you want to keep in mind in order to reach the goals. All right?
Let's continue, excuse me, let's continue with, on page 6, the bottom where you see a picture of the head. And there it says fitting in. It has a couple of pressures that we all have. Number one thing for young adults, youth, teenagers, it's fitting in. Fitting in their respective group, in their respective team, and among his or her peers. Those are crucial, and that's where we're getting most of the pressure from, your peers. Keep that in mind. Another one that comes is from media. You're gonna get that pressure from media in various ways, whether it's clothing, whether it's music, whether it's TV show, whether it's makeup, whether it's hairstyle, top of the line or update cell phones, technology, Apple Watch, all that it's being out in the media. Keep in mind, it's all about money. Everything that you see in the entertainment, that's what it is, entertainment world, it's pretty much targeted to young adults, because if you are hooked, now you decided to buy that brand, you're gonna buy it for the rest of the life. And if you have children, probably gonna pass it on. So keep that in mind. So the next one is family, adults. You're gonna have pressure from them in various ways. What are some of the pressure that you receive from your parents?
Take your grades.
Good grades. What else?
Go to college.
What was it?
Go to college.
Go to college, university. What else? What do you guys do when you go home? Homework? But don't you have chores?
No.
Right? You have certain responsibilities that you are accountable. And here, two key words: responsibility and accountable. And you're accountable for those particular chores, your actions, Your goals, decision making. You are accountable. So keep that in mind. Alright? The next one is the most important one. Who puts the most pressure on you? Who makes those decisions? Who?
Yourself.
Yourself. Absolutely. Keep that in mind. Just like what we talked about today, last week and today, it's about your goals, making it personal. It's all about you. You're gonna have some times when you make decisions and you're gonna double guess yourself. Maybe you're not gonna be able to sleep because those decisions were important to you or the outcome was not what you were looking for. But keep in mind, it's how you react to that. Nothing, no one grows up knowing everything. So you're gonna go learning as you go along. Any questions about last week, setting goals, and also decision making today? We're all good? Alright, well, as always, thank you for having us here. It's always a pleasure.
Keep your books open for me.
Keep your works open. And we'll see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you.
And remember, be kind to one another.